Let us pray. On this day of celebration, we come with thanksgiving for the world and its rich resources, so much recently discovered, so much yet to be found. We give thanks for the opportunities of study and research, for the blending of cultures and the sharing of learning, for family and friends who have supported us in the long journey towards our goals. Bless all our graduates this day, that they may use their gifts, their newfound wisdom and skill, to harness nature's power to human need. Those who will go on from here to promote greater understanding of the world and its environment, greater accountability and use of all its resources. Those who seek to build a better future for generations yet to be. We ask this blessing for all our graduates, that they may find great fulfillment and happiness in whatever they seek to do. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome. It's a pleasure to see so many of you here, and welcome to this morning's graduation ceremony. And it's now my great pleasure to ask the Principal and Vice Chancellor to give his address. Principal.
Chancellor, Lord Provost, graduands, honorary graduand, ladies and gentlemen, it really is a great pleasure to welcome you all here to the Caird Hall in Dundee. And from where I stand, this really is a time when I recognise just what a great privilege it is to be a principal of such a great university. It's incredibly uplifting to stand here and see all of you at the point of your fulfilling your dreams and at the end of all the hard work that you've put in to arriving here today. And I'd like to also welcome all your friends and family who are here to join you in that celebration. Graduation is a time of celebration, and it's also a time for reflection on the many opportunities and the challenges to come. So while we look back on the many achievements of our new graduates, surrounded by the tradition and history of a ceremony which has changed little since our beginnings as University College Dundee back in 1883, we're also focused firmly on the future. And that same continuum of pride in achievement and ambition for the future was at the heart of our thinking as we set out about building and launching a new vision for the university that will shape our thinking, actions and development over the years to come. And that vision has firm foundations built on core values which date back to the beginnings of the university and that have guided our university's development throughout its history. And at its heart are the abilities and ambitions of our staff, our students, our graduates, whose ranks are soon to be swelled by the 3,000 or so of you who will graduate this week. And we've set ourselves a very simple goal. It is to become Scotland's leading university in 25 years. And if we achieve our goal, it follows that the University of Dundee will be celebrated internationally for the quality of our graduates and the impact of our research. And in developing our vision, it was important to define not only what we wanted to achieve, but also to be clear about how and why we wished to do it. And for this reason, at the centre of our thinking is a core purpose, and that is to transform lives. Now, our ambitions in this respect include transforming the lives of our students drawn from local, national, and indeed international backgrounds. And it extends to applying the knowledge and understanding we gain through research and scholarship to tackle the global problems which universities like Dundee are uniquely able to address. So to do this, we identified three key challenges, which can only be addressed through sustained excellence and by working creatively together across the traditional disciplines. Our first key challenge is promoting the sustainable use of global resources. And what this means is harnessing the expertise which exists throughout the university to ensure global supplies of water, food and energy. And it doesn't get much more fundamental than that. Our second key challenge is shaping the future through innovative design. And as today's honorary graduate has demonstrated amply throughout his career, Dejan Sujic has really epitomized what we mean by that notion. Good design is central to all successful innovations, whether through the appeal and practical utility of objects, buildings and landscapes, or the efficiency of processes. And we will use our leading expertise to put design at the heart of our strategy for innovation. And our final key challenge is to improve social, cultural and physical well-being. And we'll do this through our research and teaching in social, physical and medical sciences, and by promoting the university's central part in the cultural development and economic regeneration of our city. Now let me turn to our goal to become Scotland's leading university. Why did we look so far ahead in setting our target, and what is its relevance to all of you who are graduating this week? And the answer, I think, is in the scale of that ambition and what that might mean for you as future alumni of this university. So if you look back over the last 25 years, few, if any, could have imagined the power of the internet, the widespread use of mobile devices, or the threats now presented to the planet by global warming. And if you look at a local scale, who could have envisaged the transformation of the city of Dundee, its waterfront and plans for the V&A to come to our city? And the university today is unrecognisable compared with the institution I joined nearly 24 years ago. Fast forward another 24 years, and our efforts will have transformed our reputation and our standing in a manner which will benefit not just those graduating this week, but future graduates and alumni too. As I've already said, our ambition and transformational thinking gains credibility and strength from our history. Amongst our first celebrated professors were individuals like Patrick Geddes. He was a botanist, but he became known as the father of town planning. And then there's Darcy Thompson, a biologist who applied mathematical principles to understanding the growth and form of living organisms. Now, these individuals were interested in some of the most important and intractable problems of their day, and they brought thinking to bear from different schools of thought to address them. And we emulate their thinking in modern developments, such as the Centre for Translational and Interdisciplinary Research, the Centre for Environmental Change and Human Resilience, and in the newly launched Offshore Renewables Institute. Let me tell you now a story that vividly illustrates the richness of our history and our commitment to transforming lives. It is the inspirational story of one of our graduates, Mary Lily Walker. And I'm hoping that very shortly her image will appear on the screens behind me. This is the centenary of Mary Lily Walker's death, and I want to take the opportunity here to champion some of her achievements. Mary Lily was not only one of the first women in Scotland to be taught in the same classroom as men, winning prizes in botany, biology and embryology. She was a pioneer for social reform in Dundee and beyond. Her innovative approach to addressing the issues facing mothers and children in Dundee at the time led her to found the UK's first women's restaurant, to provide sustenance for nursing mothers, to set up a women's hospital where women could be treated by female doctors, and to set up children's clinics in Dundee. And the achievement for which she is best known, the founding of the Grey Lodge settlement in Dundee, which educated social workers and offered classes and activities for children in the city, still thrives today after she willed her properties to the organisation. Mary Lily also wrote the highly influential Dundee Social Union Report of 1905. That detailed the deplorable working and living conditions in the city and highlighted the dreadful child mortality rate. And that was a publication that was talked about in Parliament and which was influential in liberal social reforms of the time. Before her death, Mary Lilly went on to become one of the first women parish councillors in Dundee and was one of only 2 women asked to write for the British Society for the Advancement of Science handbook in 1912. She died in July 1913, 4 days before her 50th birthday. But in her short life, she transformed the social conditions of women in our city and beyond. So, as an institution, we take inspiration from Mary Lilly's story. If each and every one of us tries to emulate her ambition, innovation and imagination, and applies these principles to the way we teach, to our research tackling complex global problems, and to harness our efforts to transforming lives, we will become Scotland's leading university. Who knows, in less than 25 years. And in doing so, the university will become known around the world for producing leaders and achievers in all walks of life, including many of you who are graduating today. We'll be the partner of choice for some of the best institutions in the world, and people will see the University of Dundee as a major player on the world stage. Perhaps most importantly, we will have a significant impact on lives in Dundee, across the UK and around the world, delivering tangible economic, social and cultural benefits. So today, I want to encourage you all to take the skills, knowledge and confidence you've gained while studying at the University of Dundee and use them to be ambitious and transformational as you go out into the world and build your own lives and careers. I wish you all well for the future, and I hope you will continue to take pride in the success of this university, as I will undoubtedly take pride in the achievements of each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal, for that inspiring address. It's a good start to our graduation week. Thank you. May I call upon Professor Matthias Claes, our latest Dean to the School of Business. Welcome to university, Professor Claes, and may I ask you to introduce the graduates of the Business School. Thank you.
Chancellor, many thanks for these kind words. I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Accountancy with honours of the first class, Kelly Micklejohn, Ryan Mile, James Morgan, Christopher Parry, with honours of the upper second class, Nathan Cahoon, Nicola Callison, Adam Devlin, Katrina Finlayson, Sean Geeky, Keith Graham, Helena Kelly, Alice Kirkwood, David McLeod, Leanne McCluskey, Eddie McDermott, Hugh McGoldrick, Michael McKerney, Miamaka Ochuba, Melissa Ritchie, Cameron Scott, James Spears, David Stevens, Ziti Suhaimi, Mark Towns. With honours of the lower second class, Ashley Abram, Samantha Barnett, Lynn Cameron, Craig Carnegie, Andrew Cohen, David Curry, John Darroch, Fraser Henderson, Rebecca Howell, Stephen Lafferty, Rachel Lewis, Alison MacLeod, Scott Reed, Joseph Chesniak, Christopher Woods, with honours of the third class, Ian Macaulay, Scott Pringle, for the degree of Bachelor of Accountancy, Stephen Brodie, Jonathan Bruce. For the degree of Bachelor of Finance with honours of the upper second class, Bruce Wilson. Zoe Wong. With honours of the lower second class, Christopher Hindle. For the degree of Bachelor of International Finance with honours of the upper second class, Shane O'Neill. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with honours of the first class, Kirsty Abercrombie. Hannah Bruce. Laura Doherty. Kevin McPherson. Claire Matanda. Stephanie Mitchell. With honours of the upper second class, Matthew Beddoes. Yanis Bouramas. Emma Burns. Ryan Cairns. Jamie Cook. Konstantinos Frakopoulos. James Grant. Rachel Grimerson. Lorna Grubb. Sinai Habtemariam. Laura Holstone. Lauren Hutton. Adam Ingram. Sarah Litster. Katrina MacDonald. Janet Mackenzie. Isabella Melking. Natalie Moore. Laura Napier. Eagle Pochute. Bobby Robertson. Kate Sayer. Ricky Sheck. Laura Stewart. Jennifer White. With honours of the lower second class, Mohammed Abdul Rauf. Kirsta Besbalis. Owen Dyer. Nairi Faulkner. Mert Nadifoglu. Rachel McKinnon. George Nimmo. With honours of the third class, Lisa Bradford. Ziri Oraspakova. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with distinction, Mark Anderson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Gillian Ashmole. For the degree of Master of Arts with honours of the first class, Craig McGill. Orgil Ardene Ulsibaya. With honours of the upper second class, Laura Atkinson. Joanna Boruca, Vicky Krug, Ross Dryden, Rebecca Finch, Nyala Gu, Victoria Hanna, Callum McCurb, Craig Martin, Anna Martinenko, Samir Mishba, Max Palladini, Ivan Petrov, Dimitrios Sotiriou, Emily Totten, with honours of the lower second class, Sean Adams, Kun Chung, Hannah Kolakot, Jeffrey McGovern, Anya McKenna, Gintare Remekaite, with honours of the third class, Dorothea Achim, for the graduate diploma, Rachel Wheeler, for the postgraduate diploma in international business and finance, Taha Sonuk, for the degree of Master of Science with distinction, Arjen de Groot, Roman Demidenko, for the degree of Master of Science with Merit, Laura Connelly, Olga Miroshnichenko, Katharina Weber, for the degree of Master of Science, Abisola Adiyeye, Abiola Akinola, Alafia Akinrodoye, Ayola Nkechi Babatunde, Roberta Bertocci, Haikuli, Oluwakemisola Oladimeji, Ariel Alexandru Zeliman, Armand Tabor, Max Wachendörfer, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Anwar Halari, Muhammad Khan. Abul Fatsi Rahimi. Yasean Tahat.
Thank you, Professor Claes. It might have been your first Dundee graduation, but you obviously have done this before. It's now my pleasure to invite somebody who's done this many times, Professor Rob Duck, Dean of the School of Environment.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Architecture with distinction, Dean Crossley. Joe Drinkwater. Michael Findlater. Sean Kinnear. Rory Nichol. Joanne Potter. Ewan Russell. Ryan Watson. Francis Young. For the degree of Master of Architecture with Merit, Harriet Bramley. Gabriella da Cruz Welsh. Fraser Davey. Jake Dinsdale. Graham Doctor. Rory Gaffney. Michael Grieve. Lorna Hughes. Alistair Hunter. Laura Keane. Alistair McAlpine. Ogunfago Peters. Olive Phelan. Blair Smith. Andrew Stark. Charlotte Stewart. Francis Strachan. Douglas Sturrock. Ola Swords. Jeffrey Whelan. For the degree of Master of Architecture, Simon Baxter. Sarah Brown. Alexander Corvinus. Jamie Duff. Hilary Ennis. Kieran Golden. Adele Jess. Duncan McKinnon. Raymond McGee. Jennifer Moffat. Gillian Morton. Lima Nail. Thomas Piggott. Magnus Popplewell. Pavels Resetnikovs. Keith Sinclair. Sarah White. Oliver Wilson. Hoi Yip. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Architecture, Yufi Lai. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, Emma Forbes. Ewan Smith. With Upper Second Class Honours, Eric Boyd. Amy Braithwaite. Lucy Caldecourt. Zoe Campbell. Jennifer Chambers. Nick Davison. Laura McIntyre. Mary Mora. Hannah McClelland. Nicole Morrison. James Parker. Esther Robertson. Jessica Robertson. Douglas Schreiber. Sam Weirs. Arthur Wright. With lower second class honours, Mark Anderson. Lee Jameson. Harrison Miller. Harry Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Lucy Abercrombie. Gavin Burns. Ryan McBean. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Arts with first class honours, Megan Clark. Colin Cram. Gillian Kingsley. Andrew Marshall. Elizabeth Nixon. Glenn Perez Livermore. Jennifer Pitt. Gail Rattray. Christopher Smith. Fiona Thompson. With upper second class honours, Nicholas Baird. Mary Barnes. Laura Beckett. Andrew Cooper. Robert Dowdalls. Chloe Flower. Ruth Gilliland Patterson. Bryony Hogg. Andrew Hume. Kate Humphreys. Ashley Hunter. Vanessa Jackson. Sean Kennedy. Kenneth Leslie. Laura Loudon. Joanna Mackenzie. Sinead Mackenzie. Alexandra Motoy. Andrew Nichol. Jamie Penman. Stephanie Porter. Carrie Pratt. Danielle Reid. Fiona Reid. Danielle Shields. Mary Stewart. Craig Swanky. Madeline Taylor. Gavin Wilson. With lower second class honours, Onel Alte. Ross Armstrong. Terry Boyack. Callum Brown. Nick Charles. Thomas Konarski. Michael Main. With third class honours, Matthew Clark. For the degree of Master of Arts, Graham Duffy. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Science with distinction, Rachel Geldert. Adam Hasty. Poonam Khaira. Iris Kramer. Hamish Wilson. For the degree of Master of Science, Pamela Isaacs. Winnie Mayaloo. Emma Murphy. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Canford Chiroro. Katrina Fife. Victoria Powell. And finally, this morning, Morgan Windram Geddes.
Thank you, Professor Duck. May I call upon Mr. Ian Ball, Dean of the Graduate School of Natural Resources, Law and Policy. Welcome.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Laws with distinction, Kirsten Conte. Raluca Dirjan. James Mushirure. Felipe Mutis Telez. Zaki Schuber. Usama Siddiqui. Mohammed Stevens. Wendy Treasure. Abel Venero Carrasco. Sally Vinod Katumal. And for the degree of Master of Laws with Merit, Eniola Eden Ogu. Sorry. Sambuchia Ahamya. Maria Silva Paria. Livia Ziegelmeier. And for the degree of Master of Laws, Ingrid Muhan Gozi. Chokwu Dubem Ubwagu. Lina Ijoma Okara. Antonio Panzo. Hiroko Tominaga. Uchichukwu Wigwe. And for the degree of Master of Science with distinction, Janine Harewood. And for the degree of Master of Science with Merit, Sabna Ali. Mabel Darkwa. Inkiruka Ajimofor. Nider Kalafi Elfaki. Oluyomi Samson. And for the degree of Master of Science, Adidayo Adibowale. Francis Edward. Michael Alpha. Michael Muhangi. Umutoyose Ubalola. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Kevin Dadzi. George Dwamena. Nordin Hidayati. Evans Rahman Kurubuni. Kamal Mustafa. Joseph Inya Cairo. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Stephen Malachek. Cesar Mata Garcia. Saleh Saleh.
Thank you, Mr. Wall. A few more years and you'll get a degree in pronunciation of names. Principal.
Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer their degrees in absence upon the candidates who have been unable to attend this ceremony.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer these degrees.
Now, when you entered this hall, you were defined as graduands. Having walked across the stage and received your certificates, you're now graduates. And in a moment, when I give you the signal, I want you to join together in collective celebration. Now, as graduates, of course, you have responsibilities. And you have a key responsibility because this is the first of 6 ceremonies. So you have to set the standard for this, this celebration. Now, polite applause is not really sufficient for this part of the ceremony. You may shout, you may stamp your feet, which works particularly well in this hall, throw things into the air, but be sure you catch your own certificate and not somebody else's. I noticed somebody managed to sneak a brilliant flag in at the back there somewhere. It would be a great time to wave that flag and really show your appreciation for all of our graduates. Well done, everybody.
Pretty good. It's my pleasure to ask one only Professor Georgina Follett, Deputy Principal, to introduce the honorary graduate.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Dejan Sujic. Dejan Sujic, OBE, writer, critic, curator, with a deep understanding of the DNA of design. He can translate design's complexity into understandable and sometimes humorous observations. Diane states that this is a key moment for design in Britain. Its importance is recognised everywhere, its quality admired, but we must remember that design is an endlessly mobile process. He advocates a critical approach towards the adulation of the creative industries, where culture, the economy, and politics are increasingly intertwined. Diane articulates that the root of contemporary design in the UK emanates from the country's art school tradition, a kind of state-licensed archipelago of dissent. This anarchic culture has certain characteristics: self-doubt and a suspicion of complacency, both essential qualities that shape design in the UK and are shared by the design community valued around the world. Diane is acknowledged as one of the world's premier architectural critics, having constructed a groundbreaking dissection of how the colossal egos of the powerful and wealthy determine what actually gets built and of the real reasons why we build. The way we design our society reflects the means and values we have built upon, Diane states. Diane holds a boldly contrarian view of architecture, saying that it must be understood as an expression of power and as a weapon or a form of propaganda, used in ways both subtle and grandiose as a means of achieving and maintaining power. The Oedipus complex, how the rich and powerful and their architects shape the world, offers a brilliant reinterpretation of the role of buildings in our lives and of the age-old question of why we build. Diane was Dean of the Faculty of Art, Architecture and Design at Kingston University, a visiting professor at the Royal College of Art and the Academy of Applied Art in Vienna, editor of Domus, the international magazine of art, architecture and design, and the founding editor of Blueprint magazine. Diane was awarded the Bicentenary Medal of the Royal Society of Arts in 2004 for the promotion of design, and made an honorary fellow of the Royal Institute of British Architects. Diane is the director of the Design Museum, the UK's cultural champion for design, an international beacon of excellence. Diane is leading its relocation to the former Commonwealth Institute on Kensington High Street, ensuring that its co-location within the wider cultural infrastructure in London. The Design Museum states that design needs a cleansing eye, needs editing and curation. Otherwise, it ends up looking like an overcrowded store. Diane is the perfect thinking man of the creative generation, believing that without better design, better use of scarce resources, more innovation, the future won't work. He sees design as an integral part of every aspect of life, a way to understand the world around us and to make it a better place in which to live. Diane's view is that architecture can positively help shape new identities. The University of Dundee similarly identified the power of a building and advocated a key new cultural heart for its citizens in the city's waterfront development, the V&A Dundee. It is as if there is a serendipity that exists between Diane and Dundee. Diane's journey from the director of Glasgow, UK City of Architecture, 1999, and the Venice Architectural Biennale have demonstrated the value of building culture in a city. In Dundee, we are at the start of a journey, beginning with the Design Centre for Scotland, the V&A Dundee, and hopefully UK City of Culture. The city agrees with much of Diane's thinking on design's key role in helping to shape Dundee's next identity. Dundee also agrees with his vision of design. The success of our joint vision has created the opportunity for the building of 2 design museums for the 21st century. Diane, we look forward to working with you in the future. Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer upon Diane Sujic the degree of Doctor of Laws.
By the authority of the Senate and as Chancellor of the University, I award you the degree of Doctor of Laws of the University. Congratulations.
Thank you.
May I invite you to say a few words, please?
I belong to a generation which perhaps didn't set enough store on marking the important occasions in life. I graduated myself many years ago from a university about 50 miles to the south. And in those days, ceremony seemed like something that was so alien to our lives. I collected my last degree by post. And I regret that so much because I do understand as life goes by, it's important to mark those moments in life, which is why it's such a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to share an event like this with all of you. And of course, the difference is that you have just spent the last years working really hard to achieve this extraordinary thing, and I got on the plane yesterday from London. I graduated in architecture, and I realized immediately afterwards it was my duty. I've just been handed an important news flash to the effect that Dundee has been shortlisted for City of Culture. Whoa! What better endorsement for a celebration like this? I didn't become an architect because I realized I wasn't going to be a very good architect. I became a critic instead. And the job of critics too often is to stop things from happening. I'm now in a situation where as Director of the Design Museum, I'm trying to make things happen. But being a critic for so long does leave you with a sense of skepticism and doubt about things, which is why it's so important to come to events like this, to be reminded that there's always another generation who have a view that's different, who have a chance to show something that nobody else had ever thought of. And that's your job. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for doing us the honor of announcing that our city is shortlisted as a city of culture. I think that deserves another loud cheer. We'll beat the other three anytime, don't worry. It's now my pleasure to listen to the best choir in the land. Thank you very much.
Begin to choke.
Better than Simon and Garfunkel. Please be upstanding. I declare this academic ceremony closed.